In this video, we're going to focus on how we can add, besides the performance arrows, a percentage value. As you can see here, depending on if it goes up, down, it will change color, or if it's equal, it will maintain black. So let's continue on, and what we're going to do now is adding these numbers. So to do this, make sure you follow this specific video here on how to add the performance arrows, because we're going to continue on from this point. If you don't want to get that code, you can just go here to my Patreon and just get the source code of that one. So what we're going to do here is the following. Let's scroll down here, and then what we want to do here is start working on moving this more to the right. So what I'm going to say here is for the right, I'm going to say here minus, let's say 40 pixels. If I do that, I will move this about 40 pixels so we have later on enough space for it. So let's save that, refresh. There we are. Let's do that for this one as well. For the rectangle, same logic. Paste, 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 and paste. Save, refresh. There we are. So we have this here. If you don't want this to be so nearby to this, of course we can adjust that as well. Grace, maybe let's say 10 points and see how much space we get. More than enough for our case. However, I only want to have enough space here because we have the symbol and then we have the percentage amount. So to do that, what we're going to do here is basically within this if statement structure, we want to add up a new function where we draw the text. So what I'm going to do here, I'll just first create this new function. It's called this the draw text function. And then in here, we'll have to see, but most likely we will be using the color, the index, and we probably need the y coordinates. So what I want to do here is, first of all, let's say ctx.font to define the font type, and if it's bold, let's make this bold. I'm going to give it 12 pixels, and the font family is sans serif. So once we did that, the next thing is getting the color. We can say ctx.fill style, and I'm going to get here. Well, we can just grab this color and later on we will specify that. So once we did that, what we want to do next is the ctx.text or fill text. And basically this here will hold a few items, which is the text, whatever it is. So let's put in here 10% or something like that for now, or 10. Then what we have here is the x coordinate and the y coordinates. So this will be quite straightforward because we can basically grab all of this here, or at least most of it. We want to make sure we are at the right side, but then go into this area. So we can just say right for now. Then we're going to say for the y, and the y will be the get the pixel for the value of the index. So let's put that in there. And I'm thinking we don't even need this y coordinate probably because the index would be more than sufficient. So let's see what we can do with this. I think we can probably define it as text. Whatever the text is here should be that. That makes far more sense. So we have the color for the font. We have the index number, whichever it is. And of course the text that we want to put in here. So what I can do now is just grab all of this and put the one here. And this is the red value here. So we can say color will be red. Then we're going to say here for the text, I'll just say here value of 10, and everything else I'll just leave. Let's save, refresh, and as you can see here, it is showing, but I don't like the position of it. Let's reposition it. First of all, I need to move this to the right side, or sorry, to the left side, because right now it is by default text aligned left, meaning it starts here, going to the right, and ignore all the left side. So what I want to do is the opposite. I want text alignment right, so it will ignore the right side and then move to the left. So to do that, let's do here ctx.textAlign equals right, semicolon, save, refresh. That looks much better, but I think we can probably move it a little bit more, but we'll see about that. So the next thing what I want to do here is to start working on the calculation for this. The calculation will be very straightforward because we have the data point here. If I just grab this data point, you will see here, it will just put in, the data point, the draw text, that's here. It will just put in the value. Let's see here. There we are. We get now the exact value. But what I want to do is I want to compare it with these two. And then if there's a decline, I want to get the percentage value. So that would mean what I want to do here is I want to create the difference. So I say constant, and let's say here, difference between which one exactly? The data point, which is the old or data set index 0, as it is here. Then divide by data point, data set index 1, and then here the data will be this index here. By doing that, we'll get a different value for our data point. That's the difference. We put it in there. Alright, we get this difference here. I'm not sure if it did it work truly. Alright, it did something. But what I want to do here is I want to make sure that this is multiplied by 100. There we are. So we get this. Hold on, let me double check. Alright, yes, it should be fine. The only thing is that the numbers are so small, you will not notice it. So let's do some different numbers here, so it is far more easier to see. There we are. So we're getting some numbers here, and this is multiplied by 100. So this is 120%. So what we need to do here is just make the percentages correct. However, that works. So what I want to do is just first do these. Put that in here. Say this one will be green. And then finally here, for if there's no difference, I'll just make this black for now. There we are. You can see here, alright, that needs to be fixed. This is 100. We can probably change the text here. If there's no difference, the difference is 0%. So it's identical. So I can just say here 0. And then let's save that. There we are. Let's make sure we have the percentage symbol in here. So what I'm going to say here, the text, I will use template literals. I'll say a backtick, and then $, curly brackets. There we are. And then we do here percentage, save. There we are. Now that's getting better, but let's solve this here. I want to say the following in the text dot to fixed, and we put in 1 decimal point. Save, refresh. That looks far more appropriate. And now you can see here this is a 120% difference. Or is that 120%? To be honest, it should not be that much. I guess the calculation here is slightly off. I just need to know the difference between the two. So what I could do here is maybe a constant. Diff will be equal of whatever our data point is minus this one minus the data point. Once I got that one, I can put this difference here multiplied by 100. Do I get a better number? I guess, not 100% certain. I'll have to check on that one. Oh, of course, sorry, my bad. I need to make sure we grab this, divide by that, so we get whatever is here the difference, divide that, then we should have the percentage, of course. I don't know how I managed to get confused in that. However, now it works nicely, and there we are.